Hello, we're reading from Monster of Walter D. Myers. Excuse me, I'm just looking at something on my screen. Um, we're dealing with the court case, and as I said in all the other videos, I love this book because it's written in script form, um, but it's also about what black men have to go through as we grow up, and even in our elder years. I'm almost 50 and was stopped 2 years ago, last year. Let's get into it. Did you dust the area for fingerprints? Oh, excuse me, Briggs. Did you dust the area for fingerprints? Carol. It's my understanding that the crime scene technicians didn't find any fingerprints they could establish as belonging to a perpetrator. Briggs. Isn't it true that what you did in this case was to skip the investigation and run to your stoolies? Carol. We treat each case carefully. We don't just go through the motions. Briggs. The cash register was handled, but you didn't find fingerprints, is that right? Carol, not clear prints. Briggs, how about the counter? Was that dusted for fingerprints? Carol, nothing clear enough to use. Briggs, and it really isn't that hard to find people who are in jail or whom you arrest to swear that somebody else is the bad guy, isn't that right? Carol, we check every story. We give everybody the benefit of the doubt. Briggs, but you don't check fingerprints. Carol, we check them when we find them. Briggs, right. Nothing further. Cut to interior jail. An older prisoner sits on the john, his pants around his ankles. Older prisoner. They got to give you some time. A guy dies and you get time. That's the deal. Why the hell should you walk? And don't give me young. Young don't count when a guy dies. Why should you walk? Steve, because I'm a human being and I want a life too. What's wrong with that? Older prisoner, nothing. But there's rules you got to follow. You do the crime, you do the time. You act like garbage, they treat you like garbage. Prisoner 2, yo man, you acting like you a preacher or something. But guess where you at? This ain't no hotel. Older prisoner, but I ain't complaining. Prisoner 2, but suppose he innocent. Older prisoner, you innocent? Steve, yes. Older prisoner, yeah, well, somebody got to do some time. They're going to lock somebody up. It's about right. Prisoner 3, how's he going to say he's innocent? That's why they holding the trial, so the jury can say if he's innocent or not. What he says now don't even count. Older prisoner, whatever. Anyone got a newspaper? Fade out. Fade in, interior waiting room. O'Brien enters and sits on the bench with Steve. Steve's wrist is handcuffed to the bench. O'Brien indicating cuffs. This wasn't necessary. Steve, they just like to show they're in charge. How do you think the trial is going? O'Brien, it could be better, or it could be going better. Steve, surprised. What's wrong? O'Brien, well, frankly, nothing is happening that speaks to your being innocent. Half of the jurors, no matter what they said, when we questioned them, when we picked the jury, believe you were guilty the moment they laid eyes on you. You're young, you're black, and you're on trial. What else do they need to know? Steve, I thought you're supposed to be innocent until you're proven guilty. O'Brien, that's true, but in reality, it depends on how the jury sees the case. If they see it as a contest between the defense and the prosecution as to who's lying, they'll vote for the prosecution. The prosecutor walks around like looking very important. No one is accusing her of being a bad person. They're accusing you of being a monster. The jury can ask itself, why should the prosecutor lie? Our job is to show that she's not lying, but she simply made a mistake. How are you feeling? Is your stomach still upset? Steve, a little better. O'Brien, this afternoon we have an important witness scheduled. This Osvaldo Cruz character. What do you know about him? Cut to exterior neighborhood stoop. 14-year-old Osvaldo Cruz is slim, well built. He has a tattoo of a devil's head on his left forearm and a tattoo of a dagger on the back of his right arm or his right hand between the thumb and the forefinger. Freddie Alou, 16 and tough, sits fiddling with a beeper he is trying to repair. Steve is sitting with them. Beepers, I remember those. Freddie to Steve, what school you go to? Osvaldo, he goes to that faggot school downtown. All they learn there is how to be a faggot. Freddie, you let him dish you like that, man? So that's where we're gonna stop. Um, it's rough when when your life is in the hands of people who think that you're not worth anything anyway. It's a tough thing. And almost this whole society thinks we're not worth anything until we prove it. And if you're in court, it's very hard to prove it because everybody believes you must have done something, um, or at least they used to believe. Maybe now they'll give you more of a benefit of a doubt. Now that we're starting to see how police are framing people and how they're behaving, and hopefully, um, younger black men won't have to go through this anymore, or at least to the level that we did. Let's hope. Until next time, I thank you for your support. Take care of your mind, take care of your body, and be safe.